Hi guys, it's Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and Scott and I went out and did a little thrifting today, and then we went to Aldi's and got just some basically junk food to have in the house, because we haven't done like a junk food type run in a while. But I thought I would share what I picked up at the thrift store. I got a few books. This one I actually picked up for Greg. He enjoys, and Greg is my son. He enjoys film photography, camera with film, and he has to send it off and wait for it to get developed. Hi, Linda. So this is Understanding Exposure. And they're softcover books, so I only paid $1 for them. He doesn't know I bought this yet. He's been working on his car. So I picked this one up. Hey, Deb. And so that I'll set aside for Greg. And then I picked a couple books up for myself. This one's Better Homes and Gardens, Step-by-Step Yard and Garden Basics. And it says that it has more than 300 easy projects and tips for a beautiful yard and garden. And I flipped through it, and it looks really nice. And I like that it lays flat. And a lot of this stuff I already know. I grew up with my grandmother, and she had an actual real-life greenhouse attached to the side of the house. But when I was real little, the greenhouse was across the driveway from the old farmhouse that I grew up in, and it had a potting room attached to it with a root cellar underneath it. And the root cellar would always flood, and the sub pump that we had in there seemed to always fail. But anyway, I had many a happy hour in the potting room in the springtime, helping her pot up seedlings and things. And you would go down, like the potting shed was a concrete brick building, and it had an oil furnace that kind of heated the greenhouse in the winter. And I just remember you had to take steps down, which also were the steps that lifted up to get down in the root cellar. But then there was the greenhouse, and she would have camellias growing in there in the winter, and fuchsias, which I always called the little ballerina flowers, and snapdragons. She always had snapdragons. And I remember she also, at one time she was fixated on, I think they were called pocketbook primroses, but they looked like a little pocketbook, a little sack with the little opening at the top. I don't know exactly what those were. I might have to do some research to refresh my memory. I was a very little girl at that time. Then when my grandfather had died when I was about 10, my Uncle Charlie and his wife and my step cousins, because my aunt had like 9 kids before she married my uncle, and they never had any children together. But they decided they were going to move back over onto the farm too and build a smaller house and live next door. But what ended up happening is Grandma and I moved into the new little house, and they dragged the greenhouse section over and attached it to that house. And so that's from the age of like 12 and on, the greenhouse was just outside the side door or back door, whatever you wanted to call it. But anyway, that's just some memories. But this will be fun to look through some more. And that was $1 too, because it's soft cover. Then the only other book I found was Simply Cards. And I thought maybe we could make some of these cards together. It says there's over 100 stylish cards in here. So woohoo, they're stylish. Somebody liked this page because they dog-eared it really good. But it's like a layered stamping, which I think is very interesting. And I can't get that dog ear to stay up. Let's flip to another page. Baby announcements with prints of the baby's feet, which I thought were cute. There's a simple birthday card. You just stamp out a cake and then cut it out and layer it up. So these are some new ideas for me to try out. I love this turkey. You use a leaf stamp to form his tail, and then his body is just 2 punched circles, which I thought was cute. So lots of ideas in there. And again, that was $1. Then I got this huge storage bag for $3.99. And I figured I would get a storage bag, and then I would have something to carry everything else in, because they don't do bags anymore at the Goodwill. They are plastic free. So let's see what I got in here. Y'all probably already know some of it. So I got 2 skeins of, pretty sure this is light sage. 2 skeins of light sage. And what's funny is I paid $3.99 for these, but somewhere I saw it, they sold at Hobby Lobby for $2.99. So I actually paid more for them at the Goodwill. But there you go. So I'll stick those over there. And then I have another red heart, and this one is in soft navy. And I thought there was one more red heart, but maybe that was it of the red heart. Okay, so actually there's 3 colors, because this is this says light sage. This one looks like a different color, but they're not. They're the same. Then I have a skein of Impeccable, which is Michael's brand, and I paid $2.99 for this skein. I'm trying to uncover I have a cat right here in front of me too. Heather. This is the Heather. And it kind of goes with that red heart, so I could do something with those. And then I have a skein of, I love this cotton here, and I thought this one might make an interesting knitted dish towel like I just made, but make it out of this. And then also at that Goodwill, I saw these and I thought, how stinking cute is this little bird? It's they call them guest towels. They're not napkins, so they probably only have the one pretty picture, but it says happy day. I paid $1.99 for those.
There's no higher level to keep.
That's right. And that was it at that Goodwill. Oh, there is another skein of yarn. Hang on. This bag is huge. It's completely zippered. This is Craft Smart, which is Michael's brand, value, and it's in the color mustard. But those colors here really go together well, so I might make a blanket just out of those 5 skeins of yarn. It probably will not be a huge blanket, but it would be something I could make quickly. Then we went to another Goodwill. Actually, the second Goodwill is where I got the books. And then I also saw this cute dress. It's a In Touch. And I just thought it was really cute. And then the flowers have raised sections on them, but it also has a cute ruffle on the bottom of it. So I will throw this in the wash. It's a little smelly, so I'm going to wash it, but I need to get the little thing off from it. Howard, what do you think? He says, I don't think. It's adorable. Greg's been out working on his car in the heat of the day, and Scott's putting up new light fixture in the kitchen in that corner where we used to have a table, but he's putting the new light fixture up. So, hi, Ann. I just thought this was a really cute dress, and it's got that cute ruffle on the bottom, and it'll be comfy. Hi, Safia. So, anyway, it's a pretty dress. I think it was $6.50 for the dress. And then other than those 2 places, we've kind of been just hanging out and recovering. And for anybody that got offended about my videos and my stance on this current situation, it is who I am. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm going to do what I feel is right, and you do what you feel is right.
But all are still welcome.
And yes, all are still welcome. And I'm sorry to see I think I lost 10 subscribers, but then I'm not going to worry about it because maybe they weren't supposed to be here to begin with. So anyway, I hope you guys will still hang around and art with me, and I will be back doing projects shortly. But I wanted to share what we picked up at the thrift store. And other than that, that's all I have to share. I'm changing my gardening plans up slightly because of effing the purple stuff. The name of it's gone out of my head. Wisteria. It has sent so many roots into the little beds I have out there right now that I am completely frustrated with it. So I'm reworking my thoughts on how I'm going to garden and have a few fresh tomatoes. I think I'm just going to plant tomatoes here and there amongst my flower beds that are already established and not try to set up a separate raised bed vegetable garden again. And that way, if we ever do decide to sell, I'll have vegetables planted and that'll be it. Hello, Darlene. Hey, Laura. Thank you. Thank you. But other than offending everybody, we had a fabulous day yesterday and we got to meet so many like-minded folks. It was a real fresh, just what our souls and hearts needed. So there's that. But again, I'll see some of you tomorrow morning at 6:30. I don't know. Do you guys want to do fabric in the morning and work on some more flowers? Or would you rather I hold that for Wednesday and maybe we'll do some cards out of the new book? I am having allergy problems, but other than that. Yep, there you go. Gotcha, Linda. I understand. I hear you. All right, guys. I'll see you in the morning. We'll decide then. How about that? All right. Flowers, please, from Anne. I did make some more. I keep saying I'm going to go, and then I keep thinking about something else. This is that rice bag that we were all doing a while back, but it's what my scraps are in. There they are. I was about to say, where'd the hot flowers go? But this is the one I did with you guys last Wednesday. That's the one I did before I went on that day. And then this is after I got off that day. And so far, I think this is everybody's favorite. So maybe we'll do a pointy flower. Then I did this one. And this is actually a flower I'd like to show how to make so that you don't have to do all your flowers, straight on. You can make some look like they're, facing and barely open in a different direction. That's what this one is. And then these two I did in Craft and Chat on Friday. So Kathy Whitney was telling me that she just puts all her pieces down and bastes them down with like regular thread. And then she does the embroidery. And I've just been putting them down with the embroidery stitches. So this went pretty quick. And this is one I did that took a while because I put each petal down individually. And that one I just laid all my petals down and then just kind of stitched around. So you can do it either way. And they both turned out pretty good. So we'll do flowers in the morning. Anne's decided for us. All right. And I will tell you, I have 8 people signed up so far. And I know Goldie said that she would be able to do 3. And Janet Nash said she would send one to me plus 4 other people. So if you want to have a set number of flowers that you want to mail out, please let me know. I'm going to send one to everybody that signs up. So I've got 5 made? No, 5, 4. I have 6 made, so I need to make 2 more to cover everybody that's on this list, and that includes myself, because of course I'll make one for myself. All right, so please let me know that. All right. Hey, Butterroll. I hope you're doing all right. All right, so yeah, we did the flowers on Wednesday last week. So if you're looking for that, it'll be on Wednesday's video. All right, I will now say goodbye. Bye.